Okay, so I'm in a little bit of a hurry today, so of course my computer wants to be like really ridiculously sluggish and take forever to do everything. But I have with me another Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation figure, and it's King Grayskull. Now let me go ahead and get this out of the way. We're going to address the elephant in the room. Yes, the 2000X version of King Grayskull was a white guy, and this version is a black guy. Okay. I really don't want to like. I'm just saying it just because I know somebody's gonna mention it, and somebody's gonna be in the comments being like, "Oh, well, he should still be a white guy," or "Oh, well, it's good that he's." I don't. I'm not gonna get into that right now. I want to just talk about the figure, and maybe at the end we'll talk a little bit about where I think this character could potentially fit into somebody's Masters of the Universe continuity, or whatever. But for now, I just want to talk about the figure itself because it looks like a pretty cool figure to me. I'm pretty excited to open it. And the figure itself is pretty excited to be opened because, as you can see, the tape actually came loose at the top here and started peeling away. So we don't want to do this package anymore. So there's a picture of King Grayskull here, looking quite regal. You got this Sword of Power, which is apparently not an accessory that he comes with, because he comes with these two half swords, and I really don't like the designs of these half swords. So it's a good thing that Savage He-Man came with a power sword he's not going to use, because I'm going to wind up giving it to this guy. All right. So let's read the artwork. Oh, real quick, take a look at some of the cross-sell stuff. So you got Savage He-Man, you got King Grayskull, you got Classic Tila, the one I'm actually going to buy. You got Andra, Trapjaw, who I haven't seen yet, Merman, who I haven't seen yet, and Stinkor, who's probably one of my favorite figures in this line so far, because I wasn't able to get the Classics version. So let's read the back. It says, King Grayskull, heroic ancestor of He-Man. Since the dawn of Eternia, there has been a hero to protect the planet's sacred magic. The first of these heroes, and the first to hold the mantle of He-Man, was King Grayskull. Now, resting alongside the other heroes in Preternia, King Grayskull holds the key for the adventurers to return to Eternia, and to save the magic from vanishing into oblivion. So let's go ahead and open them up. Don't really have to cut the tape, because the tape's already coming loose. Don't worry, I did make sure that he had all the accessories before I picked it up, since, the tape was loose, and, there was potentially somebody could have taken something out of it and returned it. But let's go and take these. So we got the purple half of the sword, and this is what I don't like about it, is, like, this side of it is just, like, random. It's like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like, it looks cool when he's pulling the sword apart, but then when it's supposed to be, like, half of the sword, I would just prefer for it to look like just the whole sword. To me, I kind of almost don't think of the half swords as actually being literally, physically half, but they're more half in a metaphysical sort of way, if that makes any sense. Alright, so we got the pimp hand, the slapping hand, the hand that should hold his shield. And we got a fist hand, solid fist hand, and those are the two extra hands that he comes with, and the hands that are actually on the figure are the gripping hands, so those will be the hands that I'll be keeping on there. And you got this extra head, calm-looking head, so that's a neutral facial expression. The other one that's actually on the figure right now, yeah, a little more angry looking. You got the shield with the straps on the back. So we'll see how well that holds. It's got, like, the sort of asterisk 2000X symbol instead of the actual Iron Cross. Because, he's a character that came from 2000X. Alright, so here's where we got the little plastic tabs that I despise. So cut those loose. And hopefully we can get King Grayskull out of the plastic with no problem after that. Man, this one's like really deep here at the ankle. I think I got it. And there's another one. They ain't making it easy for me. Something dropped. I think I knocked the shield over accidentally, so we'll pick that up. Okay, so he's got this cool cape with these wires on it. Oh my god, it's held in with tabs too? Really? Okay. I'm just gonna pull it out of there. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Mattel? Alright, so I got the sword out. The sword was kind of positioned, like, you could see that, like, almost as if he was holding it. But thankfully they didn't put it in his hand, because I kind of feel like sometimes that warps out the plastic, and you can't hold stuff very well. So we'll hold that out. And... oh, please don't have more tabs. Ah, there's a tab here at his wrist. Why? Why so many tabs? And then I gotta try to pull the... there's more tabs on his cape! God, how many... do you want me to be able to take the figure out of the package? Like, what are you doing? Okay, so now we finally have him out of the package, and after that whole ordeal, it's actually kind of pulled the strap loose here, so I'm going to re-strap his armor. There we go, and there's like a gigantic tab here, like a gigantic tag. New material only, something in French, probably new material only again, but in French. I think it's French. I don't look too closely. Content, plastic wire, stiffener, surface washable. I guess don't put it in your washing machine. So, but it's nice that he's got a gigantic tag there on the back. It looks like you can't really see it that well once, you know, the cape's on him, obviously, so that's good. He's got, like, the big furry shoulders that you're used to King Grayskull as having, and it looks like there's some Velcro here, and that's probably what holds it around the straps. So there we go. That's how that cape works, and of course it's got, like it said, the wire armature, so we can give it a little bit of posability and throw some drama into the figure. So this seems to be like the standard He-Man buck, but this time like cast in a darker skin tone, and his his armor came loose again. There we go. I guess that's going to be a problem. This other armor, this other piece over here isn't even in there right. It's just in like the wrong end of the buckle, if that makes any sense. There. Hopefully it'll stay together now. Alright, so, oh, look at that. He's got like a little hair clip in the back that's got an H on it. Let's see, can the sword stick in the... yeah, you can stick the sword in the back still. The cape doesn't get in the way too much. I'm going to set this aside for now. And I'm going to, over here, I have the extra power sword that came with a Savage He-Man. He's getting that one. So, this is going to be kind of annoying to me, because, you know, people, like I said, a lot of people make a big deal out of, like, King Grayskull being black. To me, it's more of a big deal that, he's supposed to be left-handed. That was something they actually put, like, you know, purposely made him left-handed, and, when they originally created the character. And there aren't that many left-handed superheroes, not that are, like, specifically left-handed. So that was something that made King Grayskull kind of unique, and they took that away from him. They forgot about it, I guess. So that was kind of lame. So this is the hand that obviously is supposed to hold the shield, and it's on the left hand. But I want him to hold the shield on the right hand, because he's going to hold the sword in the left hand. I'm going to be very specific about that. And I don't know, like, with He-Man, when I tried to put this shield onto a gripping hand, it was kind of annoying. So then I decided, well, I'll go ahead and leave the flat hand on there so he can hold the shield, but whatever. So, I don't know if I'm actually going to use this shield, just because it's kind of annoying to get the strap onto that gripping hand, oddly enough. So, yeah, his shield's just not going to get used. King Grayskull's left-handed. I don't care. So, yeah, you can see the loincloth is more of a tan than brown, probably because they wanted to have a little more contrast with the skin tone. And he's got the matching tan at the top of his boots. So, very cool looking boots. I'm very happy with that. The cape is nice and flexible. He's got the two different, like I said, the two halves of the power sword. He doesn't have a whole power sword. This one to me looks even worse than the purple one. It just looks all like it's melting or something. I hate that. So I won't be using these swords. I did see where somebody had given this sword to Skeletor, and it actually did look pretty cool with Skeletor. I will admit that. So I might wind up doing that with these, but no, I'm just going to give him the whole solid sword that came with Savage He-Man, because King Grayskull should probably just straight up have like a solid power sword, and I don't like those half power swords, so I'm not going to use them with him. So he's just going to have that one, and no shield, because I can't. I mean, I probably could if I put some effort into it, maybe heated it up. His cape came loose, or his armor came loose again, so that's a thing. That's annoying. Get that restrapped again. So they could have done a better job with that. And I might just wind up gluing it or something, because I don't want to be, like, restrapping his armor every 5 minutes. And I can't really see, like that I would take it off of him too often anyway. I think I'd probably rather just leave it on. I'm probably going to wind up, at some point, getting a second one of these and a second Savage He-Man, because I had seen where somebody had, taken the Savage He-Man parts and the parts from this King Grayskull and mixed it up to make a 2000X King Grayskull. And, it's one of those things, like people get kind of silly about this sort of stuff, and then they'd argue it's racist that you want a 2000X King Grayskull, because you just want the character the way that he originally appeared. And here's an idea. What if there's two King Grayskulls? And I'm not even talking about, like, parallel Earth kind of stuff. I'm talking about in the history of He-Man. Like, there are different kings. Like, there's been, 6 King Georges in England? There could be more than one King Grayskull. Maybe the blonde guy that we saw first, that would be the first one, and this would be, like, a second King Grayskull that would come along later on. Another heir to the power of Grayskull that, claims that throne. Why not? You could have this guy be the first one and that one be the second one. It doesn't really matter. I liked what Mark Taylor said about Masters of the Universe, in that, when he was talking about how, the Filmation version didn't match up to how he saw the characters at all, because, he saw He-Man as being a character that just wouldn't use magic at all, that he would have an issue with using magic. And he said their version is different, and that's okay. They have their version, I have my version. Every kid that plays with these toys should have their version that's different from mine. And that's kind of the great thing about the toys, is you can make this guy whatever you want him to be. You can just make him the main He-Man. This could be the guy that Adam turns into if you want to. Just make Adam a black guy. Why not? It's your universe. Really, now that I think about it, there's been a lot of speculation as to why the line is called Masters of the Universe. Who are the Masters of the Universe? In the original Filmation cartoon, at first, the bad guys were going to be called the Masters of the Universe. That's why the show was called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Some versions of it, like 2000X did this, I think, make it so that, the Masters of the Universe is, the official team name of the good guys. And I don't like that either. To me, Masters of the Universe isn't really, a thing that's, literally something they say in Eternia. It's like if you had, Luke Skywalker having a conversation with Princess Leia, and he's like, man, it sure is tough with us fighting these Star Wars. No, you don't do that. You don't have, you know, Captain Kirk turn to Spock like, well, let's go on a Star Trek. You know, it's just the name of the show. You know, so like Masters of the Universe to me is the name of the franchise. It's not really like a thing that they say in that universe. Maybe Skeletor might say, "I shall become Master of the Universe" or something like that. But you know, it's not really like a literal thing in that universe. But as I think about it, maybe the real masters of the universe is us. We're the masters of the universe because we're the ones that control it. We're the ones that decide the destiny of the universe. And if Skeletor conquers Castle Grayskull, it's because we decided he conquers Castle Grayskull. If Skeletor is once again thwarted in his evil plans, it's because we decided he was thwarted in his evil plans. So if King Grayskull's a black guy, it's because you want him to be a black guy. And if he's a white guy, it's because you want him to be a white guy. And I'm not going to assume the worst of you as to whether or not, you know, you think this character ought to be a black guy or a white guy. Like, you know, I understand that you want the character to be the same and you don't want him to change, like, too much in what you might perceive as an arbitrary manner. I can understand why you might think it's really cool that King Grayskull is now a black guy and there's more representation and that such an important character is now of a darker skin tone. I understand both points of view. And this is not to condone or condemn either one. Because, you know, like, they both make sense to me. And to me, it's just not a big deal one way or another. To me, the most important thing is this a cool action figure? Hell yes, this is a cool action figure. I'm really psyched to have him in my collection. You know, and I would be psyched to have the 2000X with these same accessories, but, you know, looking more like the 2000X version. I want to have both. It's like, to me, I can have both because there's limitless possibilities to these characters and what we can do with them. And isn't that like the really cool thing about Masters of the Universe? I think it is anyway. So King Grayskull, definitely a recommend. This is a great figure. The accessories could have been a little better. I would have liked to have had an open hand over here so I can more easily have him hold this shield. Because, like I said, to me, he's left-handed. And that means more to me than his skin color. I made a whole post about this in one of the He-Man Facebook groups, and I just kind of, like, did this long, rambling rant where it made it sound like I was gonna be like, he shouldn't be black, but I ended it with King Grayskull should be left-handed. And, like, you can tell which people actually read that post, because they'd be the ones who are like, haha, very funny, I get it. And then other people would be like, yeah, you're right, he should be white, or wait, you need to get over it, he should be black. And I'm just like, guys, did you read it? That's not what I said. I didn't even mention his skin color. But it just goes to show you how, you know, people have, you know, like these strongly held opinions about these characters, and, you know, everybody's going to disagree about something, I guess. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Tell me what you think about King Grayskull. Let's not try not to get racist or anything, like one way or the other. Don't be accusing other people of being racist. And don't be racist yourself. Just, you know, like, talk about the figure and the character and everything like that. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.